Alrighty guys, we're back for Hasty Boros Equip, and this is an Outlaws of Thunder Junction Standard Brew, and I'm Red Cat. Let's briefly go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked. Well, first of all, it's kind of a legendary list as well, so we do have some cards that work well with legends, like Relic of Legends. This is a 3-mana artifact. You can tap it to add 1 mana of any color, and then tap an untapped legendary creature you control, add 1 mana of any color. So that's actually going to be pretty important because I'm actually not considering this an aggro deck list. I'm actually considering this more of a mid-range deck list as we want to get to that mid-game and actually play our top-end Danitha, Benalia's Hope. This is a 5-mana 4/4 first strike vigilance lifelink. My goodness. Now, when Danitha enters the battlefield, you may put an aura or equipment card from your hand or graveyard onto the battlefield attached to Danitha. Of course, the main thing we want to give it is haste, and we have a whole bunch of things in here that's going to actually do that, like Hero's Heirloom, also fitting that legendary theme. It's a 2-mana artifact. Equipped creature gets +2/+1, and when the equipped creature is legendary, it gets trample and haste as well, which is pretty silly. Now, the normal equip cost on this is actually 2. Also fitting like the Legends theme, we have the Irencrag in here too. Of course, just more ramp, trying to get to that mid-range a little bit sooner, right? But when you play a legendary, you can have this become Everflame, Hero's Legacy. And if you do, it gains for equipped 3. Equipped creature gets +3/+3 and loses all other abilities. And that's actually noteworthy. When you have Irencrag pairing with this Astor, Astor gives the equipment you control equipped for 1. But Irencrag actually loses that ability equipped for 1. I wanted to point that out real quick, mainly for myself too. I didn't want to forget. Irencrag is always going to be a 3 for the equip, unless we have Bladehold War-Whip on the board as well, because then equip abilities you activate of other equipment cost 1 less to activate. So it's not like it gives it an extra ability or anything. So of course the equipped creature has double strike. This has 4 Mirrodin, so it comes in on a Rebel as well. This was like a must-have as a 4 of in the build for me. Would you have some removal packed in with a Rebel Salvo? Should this be more than 1? Maybe. 5 damage is pretty important. Also, having the permanent lose indestructible could really come in handy too. Other removal, we have a couple Ossification as well, and kind of sort of Hammerhand. If we're not fully removing the creature, then at least taking it out of that combat for the turn could help us get that victory with all of our hasty creatures. Also, Hammerhand's another way to give haste to the Danitha because it happens to be an aura. But why are we opting for like Ossification and stuff? Well, we have Kellan the Fae-Blooded here too, and it has that Birthright Boon Adventure side here. For 1 and a white, you can search your library for an aura or equipment card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. So we could totally grab like Ossification out of the build, but hey, maybe we don't need the Ossification. We'd rather grab like the Hammerhand or something, right? So yeah, pretty neat. Other ways to give our creatures haste, we do have a single Dowsing Rod in here. We have a ton of artifacts. How many? 19 artifacts total packed into the list. So if we have like Dowsing Rod on turn 2 and we play like Bladehold War-Whip, then it goes 4 Mirrodin, it attaches itself. Then we can go ahead, use that Dowsing Rod ability, give it +1/+0 and haste until end of turn. That actually seems like a really cool line of play. Other than that, I just wanted even more ways to give my creatures haste. And there's even more ways packed in, right? Lavaspur Boots too. This is a 1-mana equipment. Equipped is only 1, which is pretty good. Equipped creature gets +1/+0 and has haste and ward 1. And we know how far ward 1 actually goes. Also rocking an Eater of Virtue in here because I think it's actually pretty good equipment. We have all 4 rabbit batteries in here. Even more ways to give haste, right? Plus rabbit batteries, just excellent creature in general. Kind of underplayed and kind of overshadowed because of how powerful mono red 1-drops actually are. Oh, we also have the first Goldwarden packed in, guys. Kadeen, something like that. It's a 2-mana 2/2 legendary creature. It has trample. And when it attacks, it gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of equipped creatures you control, and that includes himself, which is pretty cool. Then, if Jor's power is 4 or greater, you draw a card, so keeping our hand nice and stocked up as well. Okay, guys, is that everything? Hopefully. We got Battlefield Forge over here, as well as a couple of Restless Bivouacs and Sundown Pass this time around. Crucible, Defiance, and Seed of the Empire also making the cut. With 14 total basics, we should be fine and dandy to have at least 1 on the board for the double Ossification. Over in the honorable mentions, all of these almost made the cut. Dire Flail was something I thought about. Nahiri, Forged in Fury, kind of feels a little silly not having at least one of these in here. Then I wanted to bring up the Inspiring Vantage, probably because we could trade out the Forge if you think that this is going to be too much damage. But or I don't know. I don't know why this is in here. Honestly, I wanted to bring up Vantage for something, but hey, I mean, honorable mentions for a reason, I guess. Yeah, sure. All right, guys, I like to go ahead and do my dandiest, save the more in-depth discussion for the end of the video. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and take this into some ranked and see how we do. All right, we'll see if we can get right into that first game here. In the meantime, what am I expecting from the list? This is a silly one, man. We got a lot of little themes packed in. Boros equipment. We've had some success with Boros equipment in the past. But more often than not, it just ends up being very, very janky. So we'll see, like kind of bridging the gap between aggro and mid-range. A lot of cool little themes going on. So we'll see what it's capable of. Hopeless Nightmare. I think we're fine ditching the Forge here. I think we're totally fine. I think we'll find more mana easy peasy. I mean, we even have a little bit of ramp packed into the build too, so. Alright, more mana. Hero's Heirloom can come down, or it could just be battery. Hammerhand's something I want to save. Let's get established with the planes and see what they do to the rabbit battery. Nothing. Oh, go for the throat doesn't hit rabbit battery, that's why. So, adventure or establish heirloom? I think we're just going to establish the heirloom. Doing the adventure, though, means our turn 3, like, we would get, like, the full use out of the Kellan. Braids, huh? Okay. So, we're taking the 2. They're drawing a card. Braids is an issue. They get Scry 2 here as well. But once the Kellan comes down, it doesn't have haste yet, so we might want to wait. Might want to take the turn. Grab an aura. Ossification. We definitely take the turn to pick up that braids, first of all. Yeah, definitely. That braids is a really good target. We'll get a rabbit battery number 2 down then. And then, yeah, land off the top could be pretty good. Giving haste to the double strike Kellan. Off of either Hammerhand or rabbit battery, depending on what the opponent does. Oh no! At the peril, my poor rabbit batteries. But land off the top anyways, I'll take it. We'll go for it. Let's do this, man. Let's do this. Get that swing. Dude, Kellan probably doesn't survive, and we're probably in a lot of trouble here, man. It was a good swing for the turn, though. It was good to see the mountain off the top. See, I established this heirloom early on. I probably shouldn't have done that. I probably should have used the adventure side on Kellan, because we could have... Well, we drew the Ossification anyways, but we could have grabbed the Ossification at the very least. Do they still got 4 mana? This is interesting. So they opted for Path of Peril. I mean, it doesn't hit the braids, and I suppose they're sacrificing a lot of their 1 mana cards anyways. So I don't know what type of Orzhov we're up against. Rite of Oblivion. Kellan is out of here, and we are in danger, bro. Lavaspur Boots. At least we're setting up something once we see a creature. So to play around board wipes and stuff, like attaching the rabbit battery to itself is actually not half bad, because then the board wipes the creatures, or the opponent wipes the creatures off the board, but then the equipment comes back as a creature, so it kind of like plays around that a little bit. Of course, we didn't know that the Path of Peril was going to come down, though. Okay, Guardian is in here as well, and they just blinked the Inspector. Okay. I mean, I'm relatively scared, especially since we just saw mana off the top. With Hammerhand in the grave, though, as well as the Rabbit Battery, we could see Danitha off the top now that we have 5, and that would probably pull us right back. Okay, they blink the Inspector again, I assume. Rite of Oblivion's sorcery speed, and they only have 1 card left in hand. It's going to be a Liliana, though. Holy cow. Well, now if we see the Danitha off the top, we got to swing Liliana for sure. And at that point, I mean, they have so many blockers, too. Oh, no. More mana, guys. Oh, no. Man, it couldn't have been as simple as that Path of Peril, and I don't think it was. I don't think it was that simple. That was just a 2-for-1. If I would have done anything different with the Kellan, like the Kellan was going to get removed regardless. I don't know. Hey, they tapped out Danitha off the top, I guess, right? No, it's going to be Crucible, Defiance. A lot of mana just chilling on top of the list, unfortunately. We do have the equip, though, for the Hero's Heirloom. Which is +2, +1. I guess their last card in hand could be removal. Gonna, at the very least, try to take out that Liliana. It's gonna be a clue token for the opponent. Drop them the GGs. If Kellan survived one more turn, maybe we could have actually had a chance of victory, right? Because we could have equipped more to the Kellan. That would have been a lot of double strike damage. If Kellan hit the board while the Rabbit Batteries were out there too, any extra auras and equipments on the Kellan gives our other creatures the buff as well. So other creatures you control get +1/+0 for each aura and equipment attached to Kellan the Fae-Blooded. That could have been sick. Yeah, I guess technically there could have been a chance through. And maybe, like I said, it couldn't have been as simple as the Path of Peril, but maybe it actually was that simple. Because with that extra Kellan buff on a wide board state, yeah, I don't know. The opponent's Orzhov deck list looked pretty scary, though. It's like, usually when we see Orzhov, it's Orzhov tokens. That's more often than not, that's what we see. Right? Like, Orzhov tokens run Sorin. This could easily be the deck list that I'm talking about. But that was like, we see Blink every now and then, but people are running a whole bunch of different colors in their Blink lists. And I always say like, oh, like there must be prototypes in here and stuff too. Then we don't get to see too many prototypes outside of Fleshgorger. Probably for good reason, right? Fleshgorger is a very good card. Okay, swamp from the opponent, and Rabbit Battery is a turn late. Jor probably gets picked up. But we probably still try it, right? Because if we don't see mana off the top, then it could be Rabbit Battery and then attach the Rabbit Battery to the Jor. Okay, they are reading the card and wondering if it's worth their cut down. And in fact, it definitely is. GG. GG for the Jor, of course, not the whole game. I'm sticking this out. Relic of Legends for the ramp and the Rabbit Battery. Probably pretty good. Oh dear. Oh dear. Hey, there we go. All right, let's see what they do to the Rabbit Battery. Yeah, so if we played around the cut down, so first of all, no guarantee of seeing the third off the top for turn 3. Rabbit Battery is gonna bite the dust. We'll drop the GG for the Rabbit Battery too. Shieldred's Edict, okay. The good news here, guys, is that there's removal coming out of the opponent's hand that's not going to hit our more important creatures. They're definitely the Bladehold and the Astor, especially the Astor here. But do we get this down just to see 7 off the top? Or wait till we can give it haste? Bladehold, I suppose, if it's like another cut down. Bladehold Hammerhand could be pretty good. And if they remove the creature... If they remove the creature, we'll still have the Bladehold on the board. It is going to be more spot removal, guys. Oh, no. Okay, we still have Astor for next turn. And mana off the top, we could give it haste, right? Man, if I play it out more patiently, then the opponent just racks up a bunch of mana. And they'll still just have the extra removal in hand anyways. Oh, Forsaken Miner. Oh, doubling down. And they still have 2 mana open here, one of them being an island. Danitha. Yes, that's what we'd like to see. All right, even though it's not extra mana, Danitha is going to be excellent in this. Oh, bro. The opponent. This is rough, man. This is like we go up against Dimir every now and then, but man, they are hitting their mark with these, huh? Okay, Kaito gets them a draw since they swung for the turn. All right, mana, but we can't swing at that Kaito. So we have the Danitha for the turn. Bring the Rabbit Battery is better than the Hammerhand here. With only 1 mana, this is actually landing. So Danitha comes down. Let's bring the Rabbit Battery attached to it. And we swing with Danitha. Bring them down to 15 and us up to 20. And they used all their spot removal, hopefully. Hammerhand's available because we can tap down Danitha, which of course we do not want to do. At this point, man, if they find removal for Danitha, I mean, I was making the joke earlier about GG for Jor, GG for Rabbit Battery. Yeah, we're just going to take that. I don't know what it could be in the opponent's hand, but we're just going to take that. You never know, I guess, because if we, like, this has first strike, though. I don't know what it could have been, but I was way too afraid to block there. Way too afraid. They do have the Reef. Oh, Ashiok coming down. They're going to get some blockers, maybe? Okay, okay. So Bivouac could be pretty good here. That's not a bad draw at all. This takes all of our mana. Definitely do that, because double strike is important. I think we just swing at the opponent's face, let them keep their planeswalkers. Because, like, we're in trouble either way. They're just waiting to find removal off the top. Oh, we don't have trample right now, guys. Oh. Oh, well, this is awkward. Oh, this is awkward. Yeah, they're going to have chump blockers for days with the Ashiok. Hammerhand only takes 1 out. Oh, they're going for the +1 on this, actually. Okay, interesting. A little bit of a different version of Dimir, I suppose. This lineup right here, these 4 cards, absolutely obliterated us in that early game. And I don't know what else we could see off the top other than replacement for the first Danitha once it inevitably gets removed. I think I'll risk the block this turn because I'm racking my brain. I have no idea what that could have actually been. Oh, Rankle's Prank. Okay, well, we get to keep the Rabbit Battery, luckily. I guess it could still be like a cut down or something. And now that Danitha's gone, depending on what we see on the top, we're probably going to start swinging at their planeswalkers then. And Hammerhand takes their 2/2 out of the equation.
Thanks. I'll be taking that now.
Okay, that's interesting. This is an interesting Dimir list. Okay, Restless Bivouac. I guess the mana really isn't half bad. The Kaito's almost too chunky for its own good. Let's get the Restless Bivouac powered up. They still have 2 mana too, so we plug that onto Bivouac, we lose the aura at the end, so we want it on the Rabbit Battery. Take you out of the equation, and full swing. Oop, 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 oop. To combat first. Go to combat. Full swing at the Ashiok, I suppose. Get that off the board, and buff the Rabbit Battery. So we're overkilling the Ashiok by 1 damage, but it's better than nothing here, right? Yeah, I don't know if we're still in this or not, because we kind of, our hand fizzled out once again. And so it comes down to top decking good things, and we have a lot of early things that we don't really want to see. They go for the swing. They go for the plus on the Kaito. So getting Kaito's 7. They have the Restless Reef here too. Is a 4/4. That's probably going to be a really good blocker for them. If we go like double strike on the Rabbit Battery, might be a little better. I have 1 mana available. 2 mana. So we'll start with that, see what happens, and hope that the removal that's in their hand right now is just another go for the throat, so they can't target the battery. That's our hope right now. Oh no. Oh no, opponent, please go easy. It's just a poor little equipment build. Oh, Soaring City, and they have enough mana to bring back the Forsaken Miners. Luckily though, we can play both of our Rabbit Batteries, and the Forsaken Miner can't block. So we are gonna get that Kaito away from the 7 ultimate. I don't know if I've ever seen Kaito ultimate, so let's double check here. It's an emblem. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, search your library for a blue or black creature card. Put it onto the battlefield. Yeah, that would have been rough, because this deck is definitely running Shieldred. That would have been brutal. Gonna keep their blocker back. Probably keep all their mana open again because of that Restless Reef. Go for the plus on the Kaito. Gets it back up to 6. Sundown Pass, huh? Oh boy. Alright. I guess overall, extra mana isn't too bad. I guess it's pretty bad when we don't have too much to put it on, but I guess we'll start with Rabbit Battery, attach it to the other Rabbit Battery. If we go Bivouac and buff the Rabbit Battery, that doesn't seem great. Yeah, the big problem here, of course, is the Restless Reef block being a 4/4. And whatever we do, we want to make sure that damage can trade into that and not, like, just block our Restless Bivouac or something. Yeah, so if we trade Rabbit Battery into a Reef, that's actually pretty good for us. And they might not even accept that trade. They might just let the Kaito get down to 2, because they still get to keep the Kaito around, which is completely stocking up their hand. Maybe I just, like, swing at the opponent's face then, see what happens. Because this is, like, heavily leaning towards the opponent. Like, I probably shouldn't even still be here. But you guys know me, I like to play it out to the very end just to see what we see on top and whatnot. And sometimes we have, like, really, really good comebacks as well. Which I suppose it could happen here. I just don't know how that would happen. So they do accept the trade into the Bivouac. Not a bad trade for us at all. I think they accepted that trade because they kind of are looking over the deck and saying, yeah, I guess it could be explosive. I think that's why they accepted the trade. Yeah, if we're able to, like, for example, if we do find another Danitha, even There's only 3 of them in here. But if we do find another one and we get a free equip, I guess the free equip doesn't really matter right now because we have so much mana. Jor hitting the table pretty well here. If I give him haste, I'll still have 5 open for the Bladehold War-Whip. The problem is the opponent has 5 cards in hand. And for some reason, we still have 15 life too. It is taking them a while to actually get us down low enough here. All right, let's give that Jor haste. And double strike. All right. Do we get that swing? We'll just like... It's going to be a 4/4. They have a blocker. They have 2 block. They could double block. No, that wouldn't work. Well, we should swing at that Kaito then. We threaten the Kaito's existence. Card draw. It's going to be a mountain, actually. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. That's pretty bad. I think we're going to do a mid-video revamp here real quick. After this one, I'm going to double check to see how much mana is actually packed in. We may drop one. I haven't decided yet, but I definitely want to take a look. We've been doing more like mid-video revamps of the deck lists. Okay, they are choosing to keep the Kaito around. It's going to be at 1. This Kaito has been an absolute menace, dude.
Now this is getting
Okay, I guess we play the mountain. No reason to keep it in hand. What could we see off the top? If we do end up dropping a land, we need to figure out a way to actually just see more cards, right? Because the fizzling out is pretty brutal. The opponent full swings, getting us down to 11. Go plus on the Kaito because it's free card draw. If we would have swung at the opponent's face, they probably would have -7'd and grabbed some free goodies from the deck list. Just blue or black creature card, put it onto the battlefield. Yeah, that would have been rough, man, because they would have had that swing. Start grabbing some free creatures. Acklazotes is probably in here, right? Rankle's Prank. Oh, no. Oh. We still have Rabbit Battery. We still have Rabbit Battery. We're still in this, guys. This has been a lot of removal to deal with. Lavaspur Boots. Okay. Right. Right. Power up Bivouac. See what the opponent does here. Lavaspur Boots. Yeah, I'll tell you what, if we actually are able to get there, then this would be wild, man. And they do have a negate. I think we're finally going to get this Kaito. Gonna pay the 1 for this Forsaken Miner? No, they're not. So cut down, maybe? Oh, this Kaito is such a menace, dude. I'm so tempted to swing at the opponent's face, though, too. Maybe we go 1 at each, but, like, cut down exists? Dude, this is a tough decision. If we full swing at Kaito, we can guarantee its death. But the opponent will still need to do... We need to guarantee Kaito's death here, right? Unfortunately. We have to play around the fact that this could be a cut down. And it is going to be a cut down too. Oh, thank goodness, man. Okay, Kaito's out of here. Kaito is out of the equation.
The fun just started.
So what was their decision to not hit the bivouac? They were more scared of rabbit battery, maybe? Or am I missing something? Would bivouac have been the better target because it gets rid of the restless land? Oh, they might just artifact creature probably. They didn't have two open for a go for the throat. So my assumption then would be they would have a go for the throat open for the Restless Bivouac then. Okay, bringing us down to 4. They were able to keep their hand nice and stocked this entire time. More mana off the top. Oh no. Oh no, guys. But what? We'll have 5 open for the Bladehold. This is good damage, but I'm not sure Restless Bivouac survives the turn. Oh, Field of Ruin. I wasn't even looking at that, dude. That makes sense. Yeah. Oh no. Grab a mountain, right? So us being at 4, they don't have their Restless Land. They still have Tenacious Underdog, but that does mean we get one more draw. Guys, this is a great time to actually bring up that I always have chapters down in the description and or timestamps in the description. And at the bottom of the video, there's like chapters. Always feel free to skip ahead. I always stick these out much longer than I probably should. That's you know, that's kind of what I'm here doing, testing the deck to its limits. Forsaken Miner. Bringing them down to 7. Danitha off the top without them having spot removal could technically get us there. Bladehold War-Whip, actually. Man, that counter on the Lavaspur Boots is all of a sudden devastating, isn't it? Or Lavaspur Boots, that would have only been 6 damage anyways. And there's no guarantee that this War-Whip hits. It's going to be another negate, actually, guys. Oh, buddy, good game. Their removal and their counter spells really hit their mark, huh? Almost a 20-minute game, not as long as it felt. That was a brutal deck list, man. That is rough business. Let's keep the ball rolling. Only we'll roll it the different direction towards victory, right? So hasty Boros equip. Oh, I forgot to check the deck list. Let's cancel. Let's check this real quick. We should make sure. Because that was a lot of mana. We're fizzling out very fast. 24 land? Huh. I'm not going down to 23. Nope. I think 24 is fine enough. Yeah, double checking, because sometimes when I'm running like this style of deck that has a lot of top end that we rely heavily on, sometimes we go for 25 mana. Oh, 24 should be totally fine. See if we get a little bit less here. That felt like a flood, but it was also a long game as well, so. All right, we keep this. Establish. Oh, should I get the Lavaspur Boots down? Over the Bivouac? No. No, we'll establish the Bivouac for the turn. Get that red source down and ready. Because next turn, then, we could do Rabbit Battery Lavaspur Boots. As long as we keep one of these in hand for the Danitha, or as long as we know that the Rabbit Battery will die or something. Because it's hand or grave, not the field. Yeah, so far, going up against a lot of spot removal for this style of equipped deck is pretty rough, and maybe enough to have us warrant some protection for our creatures. I could see... I don't know, maybe we'll wait for the final thoughts for that. Right? Probably. We'll go ahead and pause until the opponent shows up here as well. The opponent has arrived. And Ossification was not a bad draw. Get that Rabbit Battery. And Lavaspur Boots. All according to plan. And now, mana off the top would be pretty good. The sooner we get to Danitha, the better. Okay, Relic of Legends, not bad actually, but not something we can do here right now. So Spar's headquarters and Rafine's tower so far. So yeah, mana off the top and then ramp with the Relic of Legends will put us right back on track here. That's pretty good. Jetmir's Guard and Rafine's tower, Spar's headquarters. Gee, I wonder what we're up against, guys. That's funny, dude. Start with the swing probably, right? Relic of Legends has to come down for the turn. Other words, I would equip the Rabbit Battery, and that's actually like a pretty sick lineup. Like if we equipped Rabbit Battery and then went Ossification. They do have the ward that they are going to pay here. That's totally fine. We still get the 1 through and then get the Relic of Legends down. And then equip the Lavaspur Boots to the new Rabbit Battery. Or the second Rabbit Battery. Same concept, dude. Mana off the top would be sick. Ooh, the Omen Path Journey. Okay. So they get the 5 lands, different names, exile them. End step, choose a card at random, exiled, put it on the battlefield tapped. Okay, cool. Actually pretty terrifying, huh? Land off the top. Guys, let's freaking go. Let's do this, man. Hammerhand from the hand. All right. Target creature, doesn't matter. Bring the opponent down to 8. And put the Lavaspur on Danitha. For the ward, I suppose, right? Because if they're going to go Leyline Binding again, then it's better for the ward. Actually, we're in board wipe zone, man. Oh, yeah. They're like, this turn could be Sunfall. Easily. A journey, they get a land. Bivouac, not bad. We have a Bivouac on the board already. But not bad. I got excited to see it for a good reason, right? Because like now I'm sweating about the board wipe potential. Okay. So we're gonna power up Bivouac. We still have 1 if we want to attach the Rabbit Battery to it. It's gonna be Memory Deluge. I'll tell you what, if they miss a binding, they need something. They need some kind of removal here. I think we're going to keep our creatures wide instead of attaching the battery. And then swing wide and then put the +1/+1 counter on the battery. Yeah, we want to keep that ward on the Danitha. I'm on the edge of my seat. Quite literally right now. I'm almost falling off. Destroy Evil. GG opponent. GG. So which one did they end up hitting there? Oh, Destroy Evil doesn't hit artifacts. So hold up. Hold up. So since they only had 2, first of all, that was freaking awesome, dude. They didn't have Sunfall, which was huge for us. They missed the second binding, which would have only been 1 mana. They could have paid the other ward, took the Danitha, but guess what? 4 would have still been getting through, getting them down to 4 anyways. Destroy Evil hit an enchantment, but they couldn't hit the creature because of the ward. Good stuff, man. I'm happy. Let's go. I'm starting to sweat a little bit. Because those first 2 games were very, very brutal. Especially that second one. So getting a victory, especially against like domain control, feels pretty good, man. All right, opponent, what you bringing to the table, buddy? Most likely the final game of the evening here. Oh no, I really like the hand, but we only have planes. Oh no. Okay, we should mulligan. We should mulligan. No guarantees of seeing a red source for like, you know, like we could go 10 turns. Hey, there we go. Okay. What do we keep though? Astor, I am so sorry, buddy. Astor is like a really good card in these builds, but we're too far away from Astor right now, and everything else in hand is actually pretty solid. Especially for going first, so. It could have been the Irencrag too, but for when we see our 3 drops, oh, like hell, excuse me, guys. Oh my goodness, I'm losing my voice slowly but surely. Yeah, like Kellan. If we don't see mana off the top, then it might be Irencrag for the turn. Spot removal likely here. We could just go Lavaspur Boots, let them take the battery out of the equation. We wait for Jor next turn. Let's actually just go Irencrag Lavaspur Boots. Just kind of like dump everything onto the board here. Start with the swing, see if Cut Down takes the battery. And we won't give them the target in the Jor. Irencrag, Lavaspur Boots, both hitting the table here. This is kind of why the deck feels like we're fizzling out very fast. Like this is turn 2, we've dumped 3 cards onto the board already. And like next turn, we're just going to run out of cards. So they're saving Cut Down for our 2-drop. They'd much rather just have taken the one from the battery and held open for our second main phase. Jor is a terrific target for them, dude. Oh man, there's so much spot removal. So we decline. But they want to hit this before we give it ward. So they do have that go for the throat. We decline, yes. Yes, because we want Irencrag as mana for now, for sure. Because even mana off the top would be pretty good. Kellan, Lavaspur Boots. Oh, no. Okay, it has to be the Astor, right? I think so. Mana off the top. Not bad, dude. Let's... I'm trying to learn from my past mistakes, right? But that's just too tempting, because we get the ward on it, too. Alright, let's do it. I was going to say, like, adventure first, but... Oh, buddy, we're in trouble, aren't we? Let's go ahead and take this action, because we are in trouble. And then next turn, if Kellan survives, then, like, if they don't remove this on their turn, then we can attach the Everflame to it, which would be pretty good. They go ahead, just take the damage down to 12. Life of Toshiro. Oh. We might have gotten around this ward cost, guys. They go for the life gain on Life of Toshiro. I thought they were going to swing. Well, they hold it back. Bladehold. That's pretty good. Right? I think so. Better than the Everflame? Probably. I'm doing it. Because we just need to get more onto this board. No matter what. I mean, the opponent could easily still be holding. But it's still going to be a 3-2 because Kellan's buffing over, but it doesn't have haste in and of itself. So we want to give it haste for free. They do go for the chump this time round. And that's it. We get them down to 10. Huh. And then I'll switch the Lavaspur Boots back because ward on the Kellan is much better. Okay, end the turn. Dude, this could go our way. They do have a little bit of life gain here if they want. When I saw the cut down and go for the throw, I thought it was going to be another spot removal of the deck list, you know? Oh no, Shieldred pops a non-token creature. Lavaspur Boots off the top. Okay, well, first of all, everything goes right onto this Bladehold. Look at this. This is crazy. We have a couple wards on there now. Ward doesn't matter much against decks that have sacrifice abilities, so hopefully we're fine. Also, no trample on this too, so that's a chunky double striking creature. Well, they have chump blockers for days. I'm kind of on the edge of my seat again, dude. Playing this deck list has like completely stressed me out because like it's like all our eggs onto one basket, and then what are the opponents gonna do? What are they gonna do to my basket? They do swing with the first Shieldred here, as Shieldred the Apocalypse. Jor, that's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. Great top deck. Okay. Lavaspur, because trample. Trample. But they have such a good... They have so many good blockers, man. They really do. So 1-2, Jor's going up to 6. They're gonna chump the 5-5 with the memory and kill the Jor with the Shieldred, but we get card draw first and a little bit of extra damage goes through. Alright, let's do this. Okay, another Bladehold. Not bad, not bad. We do get punished from the card draw. They're gonna chump. They might take the 6. They might. They're gonna take the 6. Spread the ward cost. Spread the ward cost, I suppose. I suppose we could like die, right? They could play Life of Toshiro off the top. Liliana, the sacrifice ability is brutal, bro. But they don't know we have Bladehold War-Whip in hand. The Everflame won't be attached. So if we keep the Jor around for the trample, no great way to give the Jor double strike right now. With both of these having double strike, I should keep the Jor for card draw though, right? Dude, I don't even know anymore. Let's do the Rebel. Really tough decision. It's the Rebel because we have Bladehold in hand, so we're getting another Rebel. I don't know though, man. I don't know. If they full swing, then it's a very greedy full swing because they know that we have ways to give haste for free with the Lavaspur Boots. So I believe they keep blockers back. I believe we survived the turn, but we have to somehow figure out how to get this all through. Before the Shieldred the Apocalypse kills us with its ability. They decide, I'm not going to block with this. We're going to swing. Bring us down to 8. Bring us down to 6. Rabbit Battery isn't bad, but no extra mana to actually get it onto the board. Bladehold. Give it haste. If we don't keep a blocker, we die. Jor draws us. That brings us down to 4. So Jor's the blocker, right? And they only take... We're forcing a block if we go like this, because that's 8 damage, double strike damage. That the first Shieldred is dead then. And then we lose the Rebel. We'll have Jor as the chump blocker. We're losing battery to the +1 on Liliana. We're in big trouble, but I think this is the most optimized line of play. I don't really know, man. Next step on the list here is to make sure that if they swing with the Shieldred, that we actually kill the Shieldred. Oh. We're not going to be able to kill the Shieldred. Oh, crap. I don't know why I was thinking that was going to get to 5. Well, they're free equips anyways, so we might as well. Turning the Everflame, this, like, we were able to get our creature nice and big, but having extra mana would have been much better. Like, playing that Rabbit Battery there would have been much, much better. Opponent goes back up to 10. I think we are super duper dead. Yeah, it felt pretty decent there, somewhere in the middle. It kind of felt like we were going to pull that back. But I don't think so. I think this is going to be theirs easy peasy. I mean, it's 100% theirs if they found spot removal on top. Pay the double ward cost. They have 6 mana. If it's not spot removal, are they going to plus that Liliana, or are they going to keep what they have in hand? Yeah, so we're going to lose the Rabbit Battery. It was a cut down, actually. Hammerhand. Oh, bro. Hammerhand, hi. We take the Shieldred out of the equation, but it's not enough. It's not enough, guys. We need double strike on this Jor. Ah! We can actually go Everflame on the Jor as well. Swing for 7, 8, actually. But they gain so much life off of the Shieldred. Shieldred being an absolute menace as always, huh? We would also draw too. I am pondering, my friend. So what's the most fun way to actually wrap this up? What's the most fun way? I guess like Hammerhand, because we'll have 2 open. Take Shieldred out of the equation, right? And since we'll have 2, we have a chance of seeing like Ossification. I'm just going to swing at their face too, because they're getting low enough. Liliana's going to take care of the Jor regardless. So we do end up getting them down to 4. Finding mana off the top, and we can attach the Everflame. But either way, this was the opponents, huh? Good game. Where's a GG? Let's give him this GG. I don't drop enough emotes. Oh, buddy, 25% win rate today. This deck, playing this deck, dude, this was stressful, man. When I put this up on Aether Hub, 110% going up as a Jank, because I don't even think this wasn't even like a case of like bad luck or anything. You know what I mean? Like this is just like standard being standard. Like there's so much removal all the time, to the point where it's really hard to try to play something that's playing with like really essential and key creatures, and we don't have protection in here. Some protection we could consider is like Skrelv, maybe. Skrelv could also help us get through a little bit better. Only having the trample on the Jor is also just like very risky, as chump blockers are just everywhere. And if it's not chump blockers, then it's removal. And usually it's just both, right? A lot of removal, and then they chump all the big things you actually get out there. As far as like the whole hasty side of this, that was quite successful, right? Like Danitha was really sick, but again, not having that extra protection is brutal. The Ward 1 on the Lavaspur Boots, there's a reason I opted for all 4 of these rather than like all 4 of the Hero's Heirlooms, right? So, oh, Hero's Heirloom, that's another way to give that trample as well. Irencrag ramp, Relic of Legends ramp, that all actually makes a lot of sense to me for what the deck is trying to do here. And I actually still really like it. But no extra way to restock our hand outside of the Kellan's Adventure is just like super duper sketchy. The one of Rebel Salvo didn't actually do anything that would have been huge against that Shieldred list. The double Ossification is just not enough removal, and the Hammerhand also kind of acting as that removal too. It didn't even come into play realistically in any of those games. In the last game, of course, we played it, took the Shieldred out of the equation, but by that time, Shieldred has already gained them enough life to actually survive. And so just having like more normal removal is fine. But remember, if you drop too much of the auras, then the Kellan's adventure side isn't doing too much, which we didn't even activate the adventure side at all today because we just opted for the hasted creatures, which again, that was like the only successful part of the list. We were actually quite successful. Every time we were able to drop a creature, we were like, okay, yeah, we'll give it haste, right? And that is pretty cool, man. The Bladehold War-Whip with the Lavaspur Boots. Really nice. I like this. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking instead of like an equipment build, it might be pretty interesting. Well, maybe not. It depends. It might be pretty interesting to do like Boros artifacts and see what kind of artifact nonsense we can get up with the Lavaspur Boots. Like what kind of artifacts have we always really wanted to give haste to? Because with Bladehold War-Whip and the Lavaspur Boots, and then like if you get a lot of top-end artifacts or trampling artifacts, it wouldn't be terrible to reattach the Bladehold War-Whip to a nice chunky artifact with trample or something. See, that sounds pretty cool, man. Let me know in the comments if you're interested in seeing like a big Boros artifact list, rocking Bladehold with Lavaspur, and maybe like a couple other artifacts as well. Danitha should probably be like a 4 of in here, but if you go up to 4, like you guys saw, the 24 mana was just like all over the place today. Sometimes it felt like a flood, and then like other times we're like, hey, mana off the top, that would be pretty good. More often than not, though, we did find the mana off the top, if not like just like 1 turn late, which isn't too bad. That's going to happen quite often in Magic the Gathering, and 1 turn late, yeah, it's just, it didn't really hold us up. I'm not going down any, that's for sure, and definitely not going up any. I think 24 is actually perfect for this list, especially with the Irencrag and Relic. I think we can drop the Irencrag down to 1 though, and consider more removal based on what we saw today. It's probably the Rebel Salvo. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not, right? If we look at the artifacts, we're dropping down the Irencrag, which isn't an equipment as is anyways. It only turns into the equipment when you play a legendary if you want it to. So only 18 artifacts now. 15 of them are, in fact, equipment. So we're keeping the ramp for the mid-range. First of all, guys, put this one on the do not craft list, period. only if you have all of these cards, because boy, it really did feel that janky, right? And a pretty stressful to play out. I guess it depends on what your meta looks like too. Everyone goes up against different things. If your meta looks like it's a little bit more forgiving, then maybe. But like most of that time, I was just like, my creature. my one creature. That's something to talk about too. We have 16 total creatures in here, but it's actually 20 because Bladehold comes in with the 4 Mirrodin ability. You get that Rebel. So 20, 1/3 of the deck. I mean, with all that removal, it definitely didn't feel like enough. But we're dropping an Irencrag. We're going up some other form of removal. Rebel Salvo is probably a fine pick, but also just like Ossification number 3 is also pretty good. I could see, actually, it's like drop a Hammerhand, go up Ossification number 4. The mana base is getting a little bit more evenly split between red and white at that point. I think we're still fine over here as is, because we're still leaning pretty heavy red, and a lot of the equip costs like Rabbit Battery is also reconfigure for red too. And we have mana fixing on the Relic of Legends potentially as well with the 1 of. Based on what we saw today, I think the 4 Ossifications works. And don't forget, you're going to be grabbing these auras out of the deck list with this adventure side every now and then too. I like that. I think that makes more sense. I think there was a lot all the time. And I think Ossification makes a lot of sense. And then if you're up against more aggro, like we didn't see any aggro today, did we? I don't even remember right now. But if you are up against aggro, then Ossification is an early enough removal to actually help you through that. And I believe that the 14 basics is going to be completely fine. I believe 14 basics is what Selesnya Enchantments usually runs, and they usually run the 4 Ossifications. So 14 basics is a lot of basics. But if you have Ossification paranoia, like I used to, we could potentially drop like the Forge and go up even more basics. But yeah, no, I think the 14 is going to be fine. And if it's not fine, then the rest of the game, you're probably getting unlucky that match anyways. So All right, guys. Hey, yeah, super jank. Put it on the Do Not Craft list. If you made it this far into the video, for real, y'all are champions. I super duper appreciate you. Make sure you check out that description where we got that Discord link as well as that Patreon link if you're interested in supporting the channel that way. And I will see you in the next video.